Hi, I'm Liz Gosper, and I was recently awarded Coach of the Year at Disability Sport and Recreation.
And my name is Harry Mezger, and I was a proud finalist in the Junior Sports Person of the Year award. That was really exciting.
Excellent, Harry. It was a fantastic night, wasn't it? Being at the awards and meeting all the people.
Absolutely, and getting even nominated for it was an achievement of its own that
It
I was
certainly
really proud of.
Because there weren't many, people who got into the finalists of the nomination.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
We're very proud of you.
Yeah.
So I have a business called Inclusive Sports Training. Harry, what's our acronym for that? What are the three letters?
Inclusive Sports Training.
And sometimes we call it
IST. That's
IST.
short to make it easy for people to actually say the word.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know IST, don't you? Because every time we take a photograph, wherever we are, what do we call out?
IST with a huge roar.
With a huge roar. So I think people have stopped when they've heard that and they go, wow, what's IST?
Yeah, absolutely.
So IST came about because I have been a teacher in special schools for many years, teaching fitness. So I'm concentrating on swimming, bike riding and running. Which school did you go to, Harry?
I went to Rossbond School from Year 7 to Year 11 because Rossbond didn't go to Year 12. They had a sports ed bit of it. That was fun. And yeah, it was a great couple of years of school, 5 years.
And what sort of things did you do in PE at Rossbond School?
We did basketball, football, all the normal stuff. And my favourite bit was the trampoline stuff. That was fantastic.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous because if you didn't tilt your head, you would probably bang
but
us.
no injuries.
No,
you got out of that.
no injuries whatsoever.
Excellent. We don't like injuries, do we?
No.
Safety first.
Absolutely, all time.
All right, so I guess what Ashwood School's lucky is that we have 2 PE teachers and then I was employed as a fitness teacher. So I could concentrate on the sports to really get the students fit and to lead into sporting pathways like Special Olympics, if that's what the kids' level they were at, or School Sports Victoria. And then I really wanted a pathway when you left school. So where are you now, Harry?
I'm a proud student at Victoria University.
And what's that course about?
It's Cert 1 in work education. The main focus is sport and it's a pilot year and it's the first of its kind in Australia.
And why did you want to do post-school in sport?
Good question, Liz. To just keep fit and to open up my options to work in the sports industry down the track. That is exciting. Really exciting.
Right. So it's been a wonderful year, hasn't it? And that's something that we sort of started on a couple of years ago with Koya Marnie and Monique at Vic Uni, and it's been a great success.
Absolutely.
So how many students are in your course?
There is 6 students, Liz. Yeah, they're all different abilities, but they've got the one thing. They all love sport and their dedication is incredible.
That's right. So I think that's why I really got IST going, because I wanted students who are at school to have more time to get to a high level, if that's what they wanted, or get to a competent level. I mean, it's as basic as swimming programs, so kids can learn to swim, and then it's up to competition level. So we've got some who are, the highest level is INUS, an international level for students or athletes with disability, and we've got the Special Olympics level and the school sports level. So we're trying to really cater it for everyone, and if you don't want to compete, that's fine. You're just getting fitter and healthier. So Harry left school and then you joined IST.
Yeah.
What have you got out of that?
Heaps of outcomes, Liz. A couple of months ago, I got second in nationals for the cross country, and that's because of all the hard work that I did with Liz, and got stronger with my bike riding, with my swimming, because I used to, years and years ago, be quite scared of the ocean, but now I'm so much more confident and I can get out there and just give my best.
Because I think probably our main focus when IST started was on triathlons, because it made you fit in 3 different disciplines. What are the 3 disciplines in triathlon?
Run, swim, run, bike.
Yeah, so we swim, so we had to start up some swimming classes. So we have some on Wednesday after school and we have Thursday night swimming. And what's happened recently with our Thursday night swimming? Who's joined us in a third lane?
Archer, Liz's, I think, what's his name? Archer, this coach.
Yeah,
called
and who's he coaching?
The parents, that's lovely. It's lovely to see the old folk getting out there and having a fun.
Be careful what you say there, Harry, the old folk. So that's been exciting, hasn't it? So we've got 2 lanes of IST athletes, and we've added in a lane of parents. And that's come about because we also lobbied Masters Swimming Victoria, and we now have a club called Inclusive Sports Training Masters Swimming. So that has just been really inspired the parents to get fit. I think they were a bit sick of watching the kids, weren't they?
Absolutely, and they're probably a bit sick of reading their newspapers because a lot of them,
They did that, and now they're in the pool swimming, and they're getting very competitive.
Yeah.
So it's really become a real holistic group of people, and we travel. Where have we been recently?
Recently we've been to Thailand. A group of students athletes went to Thailand to do a sports camp with Liz. It was fantastic.
That's right, and that's the 4th one we've run.
Yeah.
And we only came back a couple of days ago.
So we're still pretty jet lagged.
And we had 15 athletes.
Yeah, and a couple of parents.
And we had 22 parents. And so we cater all day for the kids. They do 4 training sessions a day. How's that, Harry?
Oh, it's intense, Liz. Very intense. But at the end, you see the rewards, and I think the dinner at the night, eating a healthy food at the end of the night and talking to friends is the reward after all that hard work.
That's right. And the parents, so we start off with swimming squad in the morning, and there's lanes of athletes, and there's now
a parents' lane.
3 lanes of parents.
Yeah.
So that's something that I probably didn't expect when I started IST, is how into it the parents have got, and they're actually getting competitive. So we've done IST Masters swimming competitions, and we're going for our first interstate one in a few weeks to the Pampaks in Queensland.
Wow.
So some of the parents are very excited to swim alongside the athletes. And I think that we call that reverse inclusion, because over the past few years, all I've done is knock on the door, say, "Excuse me, Cycling Victoria, could we please be included in a race?" or Athletics Victoria or Triathlon Victoria. But with this swimming, we actually created it for the students, and now the parents are saying, "Excuse me, Liz, can we come in too?" So I call that reverse inclusion, and I think that's a really wonderful opportunity to say that the kids can actually say, "Okay, parents, you can join us," instead of we're always asking to be let in the door. Yeah. Now you've got control, Harry. You can say, "Yeah, Mum, you can." "Oh no, Mum, sorry, you can't swim."
Yeah.
So what have your parents been doing in the IST Masters?
What they've been doing is they've been doing a lot of swimming. Like Mum and Dad have got better at swimming. My dad's done a bit of running. It's exciting. Mum in Thailand actually did her first run. It was real exciting.
And what were you calling that? Do you remember the word you said beginning with M? It's a
miracle.
A miracle.
It's a big miracle.
You kept running around. So I think that the kids, you have actually inspired the parents to get fit and healthy.
Absolutely, and it's usually the other way around, that the parents do the same. Yeah.
So I think I started this up because I could see a great need for kids with special needs to become even fitter and healthier than they already were. So the statistics show that the Special Olympics statistics show that students with a disability or learning difficulties are 4 times more likely to overeat, be overweight, or have mental health issues, be sad. But we went on a run today, Harry. How do you feel when you finish your run? How does it make your body or your mind feel?
It makes your brain and body feel really fresh. You feel like a completely different person. You feel you can do anything afterwards.
That's right. The endorphins kick in.
Yeah, they do.
And you just feel on such a high, don't you?
Yeah. You sometimes wish you couldn't go down the high, but it's good to stay up.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to stay up on the high. It really does work. And I say to the kids at school, when you're running, if they come out and they're feeling a bit down or a bit sad, I can guarantee a couple of laps in the oval and you won't feel sad anymore.
Absolutely.
It really does make you happy.
Does.
So exercise is really great for your mental health. What else do you get out of IST when you go along on a Saturday morning, for example? We have 36 athletes on Saturday morning in your group after the mini IST, which we started up. So when you first get to IST, who do you see and greet?
We greet the coaches, like we would greet Liz, I would greet Liz, I would greet Archer, I'd greet all the coaches like Beal and stuff like that.
And what about your peers?
And I'd greet the guys and our peers, and I'd say, hello guys, ready for another morning? And then Liz would start a magical warm-up.
You're too kind, Harry.
I try my best.
So with your peers, do you enjoy seeing your friends on the Saturday?
Absolutely. It's like a year. You're like so excited to see them every time.
That's right, it is. Because I'm trying to say, listen everybody, and everyone's high-fiving and greeting everybody and giving the hugs out. So it's really important, isn't it, to do exercise
Absolutely.
with your peer group.
And keep friendships. Like friendships over a long period of time are incredible, and especially in sport, people can keep friends for such a long period of time. They can have friends into that,
Do you think it's because you've got something in common? Like, would you like to go to the knitting group on a Saturday morning?
No.
Would you enjoy that?
If it was a raining day, I would probably go there.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah. So you like to go where your friends are,
yeah.
and you like to go and do something that you enjoy. So I think the point is that IST is set up for like-minded peers. They can be with their friends. You can have your jokes. You can talk about your school, you can talk about all the parties we go to. That's another great thing about IST, isn't it? And then we train together, you enjoy the training, and then can you explain some of the competitions that we go in, the inclusive competitions? For example, something about triathlon.
We go in the multi-class triathlons, and there's two distances. There's the shorter one, I'm not sure what it is, and there's a longer one. There's a dash and a sprint.
Mm-hmm. So we don't just go along to only multi-class. Who else is there at the competition?
All sorts of clubs, Triathlon, Hawthorn Tri, and many more. There's too many to name.
That's right. So we go into the mainstream competition, but we have our multi-class and we get medals in our own division. So Triathlon Victoria has been really fantastic, hasn't it?
It sure has. They've been so generous with their opportunities they've created. They've been great for such a long period of time.
And what else have you done with Tri-Vic recently?
I did 2 weeks work placement with Triathlon Victoria, and it was the best 2 weeks I've ever done, and I got so many opportunities. And when there was a duathlon, I actually got to present the medals. It was just to highlight the work experience.
That's fantastic. And IST, so some people don't compete, and that's fine, isn't it? Because they're still getting fit and healthy.
Yeah. And
some people want to go to the highest level. So next week, on Sunday morning, what are we doing Sunday morning?
We're
really early?
A duathlon. I think, where is it? Is that the Boulevard? It's Hawthorn Boulevard. And then afterwards we're going for a run, then we're going to Portugal. We're flying late at night to Portugal. It should be good.
That's right. So we're off to Portugal. And what are we going to do when we get to Portugal?
We're going to be running a half marathon, but we do need our time to just get sorted before we get on.
That's right. We're having a few days, aren't we, in Porto when we land. So we are the first Australian team going to the World Championships, INIS, very, very high level. And there's 6 athletes going, and they all happen to be from
Melbourne
and from IST, which is amazing. And for the last 3 months, what have we been doing every Sunday morning?
Getting up even when we don't want to and going to do a big run. But we've added a bit of the distance every time. Like what did we start at?
I think we started at about 8K.
Then we've built up to what we did today. It was 18K. It's really, really a big achievement by all the athletes, and they've had different challenges.
That's right. So IST has opened up the opportunities outside school, because we've got after school to train and we've got all the weekends to train. It's just opened up so many opportunities to go further in our sporting career. So school offers so much. We've got the School Sports Victoria pathway, which is fantastic, and a lot of students from Ashford School have made it onto state teams, which is a great goal. But once you leave school, you can really hit the training, because you've got a bit more time, haven't you? And especially going to Vic Uni, you do a lot of sport during the day.
Yeah, a lot, but I get sick of it occasionally, but that's life.
Well, that's life, isn't it? Yeah, some people go, but you just get up and you do it, and you keep going, and you've got to reach your goals.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So Vic Uni has been a wonderful opportunity to build in sport during the day, which maybe other courses you wouldn't have had that opportunity.
And especially the expertise of doing, like example, weights and stuff. The patience and the opportunity they've given us is incredible. And probably doing, the other week we did a testing in this science lab, and it was incredible. Like they tested how tall, how high we could jump, how much muscle we had. That's the opportunity anywhere else
muscles,
you wouldn't
Harry?
get.
You got lots of muscle? Oh, it's been working. Look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. The opportunities there are just priceless. Are just incredible, and the staff there know what they're doing, and it was a no-brainer for me at the end of the day.
Fantastic. I'd love to hear you say that. So IST is just given more training opportunities so you can reach your goal. So is this your first time representing Australia?
Oh, absolutely. It's every kid's dream, Liz.
That's right. And once we've finished Portugal, we've got another goal.
Yeah.
And next year, INIS, which is the top level international federation for people with intellectual disability, it's sort of like the Paralympic level, they're having their World Games in...
sunny Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think a bit of Gold Coast and some in Brisbane. And they're having the World Games there. And then Harry got his eyes set on maybe 2 sports.
That's the trick, Liz. Which one do you choose?
Well, we've got to try out for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what are you thinking of trying out for?
I'm trying to for running. We're not sure what distance. 1,500. 5.
Yeah, probably more 5,000.
And probably bike riding.
And then cycling. So when we come back from Portugal, we're all steam ahead.
Full speed ahead, yeah.
For a cycling program.
Yeah.
So I employ coaches because we've got so many kids now, haven't we? So I think we've got 5 triathlon coaches within IST, which is fantastic. And then when we do bike riding, we employ Cycling Victoria coaches. In athletics, we've employed some Athletic Victoria coaches. In our swimming program, we've got, very high-level coaches, which is fantastic because you get a bit sick. It was just me all the time, didn't you?
No way.
Yeah, you get a bit sick of me. So I try and give the athletes as many opportunities as possible. When we go to Thailand, how many coaches do you think we had?
Too many to count. But...
Yes, too many to count. But do you like going away overseas and then having different people coach you?
100%, Liz, because all the different coaches have their own different methods of how to do it. Like, example, you might get someone that takes you for running like golf, as we had. His methods would be very different to someone else. Like, it's
That's right. And what about if I had to be the dance fit coach? Would you think that would have been a bit funny?
I would be laughing my head off.
Yeah. I don't think I could have done those hip hop moves.
I think you could have.
No, Harry, I couldn't. You'd be laughing your head off, as you said. What do you get out of IST?
Heaps. Enjoyment, fitness, experience, and I get a lot of enjoyment every day coming in because a while ago, I think I was swimming for the first time with Liz, and I was unsure if I wanted to do it, but I get a lot of joy, pride, and a lot of experience and enjoyment out of it, and especially leading the junior ISTs Liz talked about. It's really positive to be able to coach and show that the future is really bright for those guys.
That's right. So you've been a wonderful mentor really early Saturday morning when we've had the mini IST kids. And so can you tell us a bit about what you've been doing in mini IST and who you sort of help and mentor? My
buddy name is Jack, and what we've done is we've had a couple of sessions at Hawthorn, and we've gone to Boulevard and done some bike riding, some transition stuff, and gone for a run. And I've been Jack's buddy, and Jack's had an amazing time, and he's a lovely boy.
And what's Jack's mother said about you?
She said I'm the best thing he's ever had, and he wants to come back, and his personality's changed, and how he's able to run. He believes that he can do it, and that's the whole point.
And I think that's to you because you've had the opportunity, haven't you,
to
coach?
And I've been through what he's been, especially with you, Liz. When I first started, you showed me what to do, and I feel I'm returning the favour to someone else. That's what it's all about. Very
kind. So I think we've had quite a few mentors on Saturday morning looking after and helping coach the younger kids, because I think that now the next part of the IST journey is getting employment for you and those university kids at Vic Uni.
Absolutely.
And so coming up, we're doing another little experiment, which I'm sure will be a great success. So one of the IST older girls is going to do the foundation coaching course at coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And I have someone going along to be her buddy at the course. And when she passes the course, the foundation course, which I'm sure she'll do, she will come and she'll be able to work for IST.
Who is it that, if I may
That's
ask?
Chloe.
Oh, wow.
Right, so if that works for Chloe, that all works out well. I think that's a pathway for a lot of you, that you could do that and then come and work for be coaches either at IST or because you're really wonderful with the younger special needs students.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely wonderful. I think it's a great pathway that I've got planned for you all.
I can't wait, Liz. I can't wait for your bag of tricks.
Well, do you think they need a coach? Do you think it's good to go to an organisation where they've got a coach? Do you think have a friend with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that they'd like to go, like, walk, say Jack, for instance. Do you think if Jack went to Little Athletics all by himself, do you think that would be a success?
No, because he wouldn't be included.
Why?
Because at Little Athletics, they actually they look at the best. They try and get the best runners. They're not inclusive.
But do you think Jack would have a good time if he didn't have friends there,
no,
or he didn't have someone to look after
out.
him? So Harry, have you got any tips? Say there's a young boy about 10 years old, and he wants to go and do some running, and what would you suggest from everything you know about what we've been doing? What do you think would be a good place for him to go to?
If it depends what he's got, but basically he should absolutely join IST because it's so inclusive. Some places like Little Athletics aren't as inclusive, and it's harmful. He or she might need a bit more extra support. There's that support there, and they'll feel like they're at home and they'll want to come back. That's the whole thing.
So feeling included and having specially trained people to look after them, and one-on-one if you need it. Like as you said, some athletes with special needs are okay to go into Little Athletics. You know, they cope. Yeah. But then there's inclusive organisations, meaning organisations that really know how to manage, and like Special Olympics. That's one organisation, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so many out there.
So that would be your advice, to go and just carefully choose a place that's welcoming, has expert coaching.
Absolutely. And if, for example, you're confident that they're doing okay, then take the step to go to do a Little Athletics. But just take it step by step. That's
a good idea, isn't it? So you gain your confidence. Like in IST, we gained our confidence, and then where did you go this year? To Sydney. Why did you go to Sydney?
I got into nationals. I got into the nationals in Sydney for the track and field. It was fantastic,
and from that, what did you get? Also, you've become a member of the
Old Xavier.
We've been training with Old Xaverians. That's great. Yeah. They've been extremely supportive, haven't they?
Yeah,
including
100%.
us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And sometimes they give us some of their athletes to be pacers for our group when we're doing the 10K session.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
But what was the special thing that Athletics Victoria offered you?
Thanks for asking, Liz. They offered me to be part of the Target Talented program. Basically, and that's with mainstream people, but it's basically they choose the best runner or best track and field person in Victoria, and it's a big camp, and it's gone for 6 weeks. And 2 weeks ago, it was held in Geelong, and there was all sorts of amazing testing. It was fantastic.
And didn't you do some cooking as well?
Oh, we did, Liz. We actually
What did you cook?
We cooked healthy veggie burgers, but unfortunately we didn't get to eat any of it because the barbecue at the place was broken. It was at It was at Monash University in Geelong.
You'll have to remember the recipe and cook them.
I think I've forgotten already.
So with IST, what's another message you get about eating from me?
We have to eat good or we'll get kicked out.
No. So we eat healthy food, and what do I give you after each session on a Saturday?
Bananas and apples.
Bananas and apples, right. Not lollies and chocolate and a trip to McDonald's.
No, absolutely
because
not.
That is extremely important when you're training, to eat good food, and for the coaches to model it. If I ate a chocolate bar at the end of IST, what would you think?
This lady has no idea what she's eating.
That's right. Good. I'm glad you know that. Because I think if I ate that food, then everyone would think that was okay. Yeah. But healthy eating is such a big part of it. And it's so tempting for people to go to McDonald's or eat fast food. And that's what I call the occasional party food.
Absolutely.
Speaking of parties, what else do we do well?
We party hard.
We party hard. Yeah. So we've got a lot of 18ths, don't we, and 21st, and the parents get invited too.
Yeah.
And we do the Macarena and the nut bush.
Yeah.
And I think people would be pretty jealous if they saw what our parties are about.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they? That's
yeah.
been, so that social side's really important too,
Yeah,
isn't it?
100%. Because there's the sporting part of things, but there's the social bit as well that is so important.
And it takes up a lot of our time, doesn't it? The training and the get-togethers and the breakfast after the long runs.
Yeah.
And the parties and the trips overseas. Oh, tell them about dumplings.
Every Thursday, a group of iced tea people go and have dumplings. It's fantastic. And we talk about what the week's been and we have a good time. And
but what do you have to do before you eat the dumplings?
Water. You have to have water.
Yeah, I know, but what's the exercise we do before the dumplings?
What do we do? Stretching? I think
we do swimming for an hour.
Oh, yeah, we swim. We
swim for an hour, and then you're allowed the dumplings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have to go to bed. I don't think it's so good.
Oh, well, you've got to have sleep. Sleep's part of the recovery, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Harry, thanks so much for chatting to me today. It's been wonderful.
Thanks so much,
You're a
Liz.
great guy to talk to.
Thanks so much, Liz. See you soon.
Okay, thanks, Harry.